Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve. This is episode 6. So we are now on day 3, after confronting Eve once again, after leaving Central Park. We had a little bit of a flaming horse carriage ride, and she invited us to join her. We turned her down, and now Aya is having some second thoughts about her newfound abilities. Worried that she will also become Eve. And we also met a Japanese scientist who snuck into the city while it was being evacuated. Who was very interested in what's going on here with the mitochondria. That was a long night. Sleep well? You were here all night? I told you to go away. You could have died, you know. Did he just, like, sit out front in the snow all night? Scientists can't believe anything without proof. It's just one of those things. I still can't nail, like, how to do a Japanese scientist accent. What? Oh, nothing. Daniel? No traffic. This is the way it ought to be around here. Daniel? So, what are we sitting around for? We got work to do. Daniel, thanks. Alright, we're gonna need some bigger weapons. There's a gun shop over there. Let's stock up. Of course there is. There's nowhere where there isn't a gun shop, except this is New York, so I don't think there are a whole lot of gun shops in New York anymore, even in the 90s. I believe there is a pharmacy over there. So yeah, right now we are just going to loot this street for supplies. And we got the police station track here again. Hey, let's lose the long face. Come on, Aya. Let's go. We gotta stock up. The weird thing is that there's like, the game kind of just assumes that everyone actually did evacuate Manhattan. Like, do you really think there wouldn't be a whole lot of people who'd be like, ah, fuck, I'm just gonna stay home? Especially in neighborhoods like this. But yeah, right next to this rundown slum neighborhood with the flop house, we've got a gun shop. Sam's gun shop. They weren't kidding when they said they sell guns here in America, were they? Of course, Japan has even more restrictive gun laws than New York. Basically, you have to do a whole lot and jump through a lot of hoops to even get your hands on like a hunting shotgun in Japan. This is it. We'll help ourselves with some ammo. Well, ammo is not my problem, Daniel. It's locked. Accidentally skipped that. Out of the way, Aya. I don't know why the music just got a lot quieter here. Daniel, no. Sorry, but it's the only way. Doesn't even wait for her to move. Are you really a cop? We think so, but we don't have scientific proof if that's what you're asking. Alright, so you'd think there'd be a shit ton of stuff in a gun store, but of course the majority of it is just for show. Got a tool, which of course will come in handy. Bullet capacity. I guess I shouldn't use that just yet because we'll probably pick up another weapon here. We can find a replacement for our M16. Like a M60's just sitting here. I guess that comes from before the automatic weapons ban, so it's still valid. Range +1. Also, let's just stop here for a second and look at these images of rifles on the wall, because these are supposed to be, obviously, you know, guns on a rack. Look at the size of the rifle I'm standing in front of compared to Aya's entire body. That thing is gi-fucking-gantic. Go ahead and pick your favorite accessories, ladies. We're gonna have to find some cola for this guy. Okay, we got an M11, which is a submachine gun, and Club 2. Electric Boogaloo. G19. You notice that these are just kind of like stuffed into these wall areas, so they're kind of hidden. We got a Thompson down there, cut down MP5. Is that a stair? I think that's an AUG. This is just too much. And these just look like elephant guns, but I think they are just supposed to be regular shotguns. They're just kind of blended together. They didn't have a lot of pixels for them. Another M16 down there. AK. Don't think there's really anything we can take from these, though. I think I got everything. Not actually sure if there's anything else hidden in the walls. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that. Also, look how small that deer head is. Like, we got giant rifles, but then that deer is very tiny. Well, it looks like a juvenile that wouldn't even have horns. Antlers, not horns. Similar composition, different structure. Alright, that's all we got for the gun store. Anything I actually want to use here? You can see that Club 2 has the thief power. So I think we could actually put this on a gun. You know, it's our steal ability, but it also has the attack power, so I'd kind of like want to just have a theft gun to switch to when I want to loot an enemy. Also, I have no idea if there are any enemies worth stealing from. I don't think I've ever actually used that. When did we get this P8? I don't even remember. I think we found that in Central Park. Okay, so there's the M16. 25, 59, 5. No, that is definitely better than the 203. Oh, that's the grenade launcher, that's why. So the M11, the submachine gun, you can see it has a rate of fire of 5, so it doesn't do very much damage because the damage is split up into 5 shots. But it also has the random rate of fire, which means you don't get to pick your targets. We'll show that off before we, you know, grind it up into upgrade juice. And then we found this G19, 30, 57, 8. What's this? 34. Well, again, the handgun is good because it has a faster charge up, and you can see it has... Well, actually, I guess it... No? No, it does. Okay, it has 3 slots right now unlocked, which is more than the 2 that our M16 has. But I think most of this stuff I'm just going to store for now. I do like that these guys teleport ahead of you no matter where you go. It's not like they ever walk into the scene. So as Maeda mentioned, there is a pharmacy on the other side. I actually don't know how many places there are in this game where there are stuff just hidden in the environment. Kind of like Resident Evil 2 and 3. Just the smell of this place gives me the creeps. Okay, I guess he doesn't like doctors? So many types of medication, and they all seem strong, too. We don't have anything like this in Japan. The door's broken. Guess somebody already looted the pharmacy. What's up with him? All of a sudden, he's a happy camper. I won't ever understand those scientist types. You notice too that there's some areas where we can kind of walk off screen, and sometimes there will be stuff hidden in little nooks like that. Don't think there's anything here though. I'm just kind of tapping X to see what I can find. Don't even really need to save here. Might as well though. It's not like you get a rating in this game based on the number of saves. I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, I guess there is. Medicine 3. Even better than our Medicine 2s, which I don't have any of right now, so it's nice of them to give me a chance to stock back up. Another tool. Critical evade. I think that's what that stands for. That's weird. There's like a spot here. You can see her head like clips into the shelf. There's like a weird black pixely thing there. That might be an emulator thing though. Cure stiffness. Stiffness is pretty much like slow when enemies use it on you. Still got some of this junk left over. Because we haven't been back to the police station. I don't think I'll actually have any junk by the time we get back there, but gonna have to start turning it into Wayne. Also, I checked, and my kind of joking estimate of 200 pieces of junk was actually incorrect. It's 300 you have to give him before he gives you a weapon. But all of the weapons he gives you are unique. He'll essentially ask you, you know, what category of gun do you want? And you'll have like pistol, rifle, rocket launcher, etc. Each one of those is unique. But then he also has a surprise me category, which has its own separate weapons that are not in the other categories. But if you say that, there are 2 of the options that you could potentially get that are just junk. So you have waste all that time grinding for the 300 junk and then, you know, get nothing. But of course you could just save beforehand and keep trying that to get what you wanted. I guess the reason he's saying that is because, you know, the US is a lot more lax about untested drugs being put onto the market than places like Japan. So that's why he's like, oh, I wish I could take a bunch of these things back with me. Things that are not yet FDA approved. The nice thing about being in Canada from that is that we get a lot of the US's experimental drugs a lot earlier than the rest of the world. Alright, now that we've looted the place, if we're stocked, let's move on out of here. Shall we go now? I'd like to conduct some minor tests. Alright. I think we actually have to go back to the car and just get in. Hey, you're supposed to be up in the front with me. Why are you just staring at the wall? Is there a place nearby with a good research facility? I'd like to test something. Well, we know of one lab. Road rules don't apply here anymore. We can take the shortest route through Manhattan. As if they applied to Daniel before that. Alright, Alright, back to the horribly distorted world map. So, like, if I wanted, I could go back to Central Park now, and it would be daytime, but all the enemies are still there, so I could grind there and, you know, get junk by killing crows. Okay, we can't go there. Let's go to the museum. So, where to? Is there any place with a research facility? Research facility? I'd like to conduct an experiment and test something. It might be relevant. How about the facility in the museum where Klamp is at? They had really extensive equipment there. No way, man. Anywhere but there. He should have been evacuated by now. It should be okay. Yes, that sounds good. Daniel, is that okay? I'm expecting a big tip for this. I mean, it's not like he hates museums, he just doesn't like Klamp. There's that chocobo again. It's actually neat if you look up photos and compare how accurate some of these areas are. Like, even when we were in Central Park, in the zoo, that thing in the middle with the water that I was talking about, where I was like, I don't know what that is. It is the sea lion enclosure from Central Park's zoo. So this is the American Museum of Natural History. It's just as I imagined. I can find a research facility in this building. Yeah, hopefully we won't run into the jerk who runs it. Since he's been evacuated, should be empty. For a lab in a museum, it does have very extensive equipment. So, what do you want to test? Yes, of course. Let me see. I was able to extract a gel-like substance from Aya's clothing. Oh yeah, that's probably a couple people. Is there like a melted rat in the background? In that tray? Gel? Is it from Eve? Yes, it appears to be a remnant of Eve's cells. At the cellular level, her powers cannot be as strong as Aya said previously. Ow! Hey, what are you doing? I just want to conduct this experiment to see whether or not. Yes, this is exactly as It's just as I thought. Go ahead, take a look. What is it? I like how it just somehow zooms in through all the layers of tissue. Mitochondria do not typically look like starfish, and they probably don't make a high-pitched squeaking sound either. Your cells are completely surrounded by them. As you can see, the mitochondria, or Eve, has taken over the nucleus. In a similar manner, these beasts that attacked you probably experienced the same thing. Does the mitochondria really have the power to control the nucleus? No, the normal mitochondria never has such a power. But Eve's mitochondria has gone through tremendous evolutionary changes. This is what I think happened to Eve's mitochondria. Normally, mitochondria require oxygen when they generate energy called ATP. So at this time, the mitochondria requests oxygen from the nucleus. Without the energy supplied from the mitochondria, the nucleus cannot function. So in essence, the two organelles constantly rely on each other. But in this case, it seems that Eve developed the power to reverse the symbiotic relationship. Evolution, or even mutation, seems likely in this case. Reverse the cycle? Look at this. Even with a limited number of cells, her cells have this much power. Can you imagine how much power Eve has within her whole body? Maeda. Yes? Could you test my cells? Yes, of course, but I want to know. I want to know why I have the power to fight her. I want to know where I stand with her. Are we friends or just acquaintances? Please, Maeda. I need to know why. Yes, of course. Thanks, Maeda. Could you step over here, please? I'll need your arm. Like this? Here. Yes. It's the same sound that, like, they were making earlier when they were fixing guns. Let me just set this up here. I like how when Maeda first ran into those cops, he's like, my English is not very good. But his sentence structure is perfectly fine. I think you'd better see for yourself. What is it? Is something wrong? Back into the cell. I feel like it's zoomed in a little too close if we're seeing the atoms. Your nucleus has developed electrical defenses. Do you realize what is happening? Your mitochondria are supplying more energy. I don't know why he just became British. Your mitochondria are supplying more energy to the nuclei of your cells. It's almost as if they are protecting the nuclei from Eve's mitochondria. Why does Aya's mitochondria have this kind of power? I don't know. Are you familiar with the Richard Dawkins theory of the selfish gene? Why, yes, I've learned about memes and how they are the DNA of the soul. In simple terms, it states that genes act in a manner to preserve and ensure survival of the species. Hey man, I don't read those scientific journals. What are you trying to say? Kojima was also big into the selfish gene when he wrote Metal Gear Solid, the first one. Hence all the recessive genes, brother. Depending on how you look at it, you can say that Eve is trying to destroy all mitochondria except her own. In response to that, Aya's mitochondria has developed the power to rebel. Why only Aya's? Shouldn't it be the same for us as well? We should all also have that power based on... That seems to follow the natural order of things, but I'm sorry, I don't know why. Nani? Professor? What are you doing in my lab? This is breaking and entering. Why haven't you evacuated the city yet? I'm asking why you people are in my lab. We received orders to evacuate the city. Professor, you really should... I tell you, cops are the ones corrupting this fine city. I'm sorry. It was my fault, you see. I asked them to bring me here. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Kunihiko Maeda, and I'm a scientist from Japan. You were using my electronic microscope. Let's just see what they were up to. What? What is this? Where did you get this specimen? You! Where did you get these cells? Those are... I don't know. Do you take me for a fool? With cells like these, they must affect the body's natural state. Oh, shut up. I'll just ask. Officer Brea, your cells contain a tremendous amount of energy. Do you feel any bodily changes? You should feel somewhat hot. No? Speak up, officer. I can't hear you. Have you lost consciousness any time recently? Hey! What the hell is this? Why's my boy's name here? Lorraine. Lorraine's on here too. Klamp, you tell me. You tell me what this list is for. Tell me, you hear? Let go of me. I don't have to tell you anything. What? Daniel, calm down. Daniel? Damn. Get out of here, stalker. Why don't we just arrest him for resisting arrest? That generally works, doesn't it? Sorry to disturb you, but we do have to officially warn you of the evacuation. Please remember that. Officer Brea, do you enjoy having that barbarian for a partner? Oh, no, thank you. Bye. What? No, thank you what? It's too late now. It's too late to do anything now. I wonder if that means it's evening. Alright, so they didn't actually tell us where to go, but let's head back to NYPD 17. Damn him, one of these days. What was that list? It was an HLA-type listing. It's a list to see whether organs will be rejected when transplanted. Why the hell are Ben and Lorraine on the list? It has a list of people with matching HLA types, so... Damn, I'm gonna get him. I'm going back to the station and getting the... I don't know where he was going with that one. What the hell happened here? Eve? She's here? I'll go look around. You two stay here. Hell no. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for this thing to kill my family. Daniel. I know it's an exclamation mark, but I feel like hers is just kind of a disapproving Daniel. What? Wait, here, take this. What's this? It's a good luck charm from Japan. It's the best I can do. I see, you can't hold anymore. I'll wait here then. Please be careful. Yeah, he wants to give me a luck charm, but it takes up space in your inventory. So, toss that junk. You still want to give it to me? Special good luck charm, Hamaya. But please be careful. I will wait for you here. As far as I know, the luck charm doesn't do anything. It just wastes a spot in your inventory. I don't think there's any, like, secret effect it has. As far as I know. I'm getting help. Hang on. I mean, Eve couldn't have gone directly through here because otherwise this guy would just be a crispy body. So yes, the police station is overrun with neomitochondrial creatures, including the yellow version of the rat, which is, unsurprisingly, just a stronger version. Now, when I very first played this game, as a dumb kid, the police station was the part that first gave me some real trouble, especially towards the end of it. Just gonna get rid of this cure poison. We have detox anyway, so don't really need to carry it around. You only kind of need those until you get the relevant ability for whatever status effect it is. Well, there's nobody in the office except Nix. Or is that Warner? That's Warner. Warner! Ah, man, Eve really caught us off guard. Most of our men were out. I'm getting help. Hang on. No worries. I'll be alright. You go after Ben. It's not really clear what happened to him. Here, take my clip. Warner, that's a magazine, not a clip. What am I supposed to do with this? Alright, so we're going to stop here, and next time we'll find out exactly what happened to the police station. So it was a bit of another exposition episode, but as I mentioned, it's kind of the cycle with these, at least until we get closer to the end. Kind of daytime plot and exposition, and nighttime combat. It's not always that way. There is at least one day where we have some combat dungeons in the daytime. But until next time, I've been Shadefyre, this is Parasite Eve, and I hope you'll join me as we find out what exactly Eve was planning with the police station here. Till then, take care, folks.